all black with 2 gray strips, and each little strip, it's like if the whole screen is like
He's starting to
a
crack the
long
lines,
computer
I think.
curve. Oh, see, that's the hieroglyphs. What up, True?
What's up with you, man? I'm glad I popped in. I didn't. Every time I came in, it was never nobody here. I was like, dang, everybody missing in action. But that's a good thing, because everybody doing something.
Yeah.
Everybody busy as shit. Oh shit, man.
Yeah. We got our own fractal roles to play.
Yeah. Basically.
Fractal.
Yeah, fractal, man. But them with some mushrooms you was talking about, Theo?
I was talking about this trip when I was at my grandparents' house when I hit the DMT twice and laid back, and then all of a sudden that's what I was seeing, like that alien screen. There was like no wind or no breath. There was no body there. I was like completely away from my body, and then when I realized, I kind of like jerked.
Dang.
My body started to wiggle, and then I think I opened my eyes, and then right when I look up,
Oh, dang.
it was a black sky, all starry sky, and there's a plane right in the middle of the sky, on the bottom of the sky. Right when I open my eyes, it shoots up, so alien. It just cuts the sky in perfect half with a chemtrail. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh shit!
It was so dramatic, and
when I walked
like it was a
just
message
now,
to me.
that's how it was. Like it was stars all in the sky. I said, God, wait, man, y'all always got to come out when I'm like tripping.
And then right after that, I was like, I look up at the sky and I see the oak tree to the side, but it's like a graffiti ass oak tree.
Yeah.
It looks like blood veins, but it's like, you know how they do a fill in with graffiti? They'll put like the white background and then outline it with black.
Yeah.
It was like that, a big blocky like oak tree, like a cartoon oak tree with the big blocky like white, and then all the little black blood vessels were growing into the white squares. Just like a digital tree. And then I looked over at the house and everything was like super cartoon. The whole house was just cartoon elf land, like ridiculous, like a little magical cartoon. I'm just like, this is where we live? This is ridiculous.
Huh. That's what it
And
be
like,
feeling
my
like.
grandpa
This where
like
we
through the
live.
wall on the computer. I'm like, he's just on the computer. We live here. What?
Like how? Like I walked outside and I said all the stars was in the room. I said, I didn't even know y'all was here. Like I'd have been talking to y'all. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, we in here.
Yeah.
Me and Robert popped up in here with Earbot.
Yeah, I was
We were.
Oh, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
I said this conversation started like this topic of the conversation started when we were talking about Theo said something about on one of his trips how he sees certain text and how it could be similar to like Korean or Japanese. And I was talking about when I look at my phone during a trip, how to me, and I could be wrong, but it looks like some kind of mix. For me, it looks like some kind of mix between cuneiform and hieroglyphics.
Yeah. Like
And
some Aramaic or something.
yeah, and how it will pop out of the screen. But like I was saying, it's not like you look at it and it's like blurry. Like it's clear. It's like crystal clear, but I just can't translate it. Like
And sometimes when you
I
do
can't
look
read
at
that
it, I
shit.
feel like you could see an impossible symbol. You could see it like shifting between two symbols, like in a quantum, two shapes at the same time. You almost can't look right at it, but you can see everything crystal clear.
Yeah.
But I just have these flashbacks of like, it is like some jestery. Like I see why they would say jester if somebody tried to describe this, but it's like some old Knights of the Round Table magical
You got a what?
tarot card like design, like playing card design even.
Mm-hmm.
We closed though.
Everything's all fractaled out, and there's like different languages that I'm familiar with. It's just these memories flashing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the trippy part about it, is that it seems like you've seen it before, but you can't translate it right then.
Can't explain it.
Yeah.
That's when I seen
But I
But
feel like
there's
maybe
when I seen the constellation and I was explaining it to Rob and he said it sounds like the constellation. I'm like, yeah, that's what it was. But it was crazy because
yeah.
it was popping out of my phone and then and it was shooting little sparks out of my phone that was coming off like little, you know, like one of the sparklers from the fireworks, but not like heavily, just like a little, like, you know, probably like 10, 15 at a time here and there. And I'm just like,
Ye-
I'm not touching that phone.
yeah.
I'm not.
yeah, the
Like
phones
a
are deadly.
sparkler.
I remember I used to always turn them off or get them away from me.
Yeah. Yeah, that should
Yeah.
be hella
I
devil.
usually I usually put mine away, but once in a while I'll grab it for music or something. I'm not.
Because we're on some advanced Buzz Lightyear to Star Command shit. It's not the first time we trip, so we got to be like going through a storm. Get your phone. Fractals are hitting your face. You're like, what the hell? All these photons.
But
And
it'd
you're
be
like, all right, I got the Led Zeppelin to play, or whatever type
oh
of
yeah,
trippy
that's
ass
crazy
song you had in
stuff,
mind.
boy. They never send
And then it
notifications.
plays. It's not the song you even remember. It's a whole new song. And you're traveling.
Any song I listen to, it'd be like the weirdest thing because it's like I become part of the song and the song starts actually creating a lot of things that I'm seeing. Like,
You become the artist and the one who they wrote it about. You're
yeah,
in the history of it.
you in the history of the music and you go, oh wow. So bluegrass created this and then that created that and it created rap and you like, God damn it, it's all the same.
Right. Quantum engineering.
Quantum
You're just
engineering.
witnessing this thing, but it's your inner mind that's just become a scientist. Now it's like that same part of our mind that's always just whatever. That's what they call the monkey mind. It's just running around. That
Yeah.
thing becomes a brilliant genius.
And knows everything all of a sudden. You're like, how? Like that's what we was talking about on the live. It's like certain people, like when they see what we would consider, like you see this thing and you go, that's God. And like you just know
hmm
that it's God. And it's like, how do we know? Like, where's that from? Like,
It's a
how?
miracle. We're just seeing like a beautiful form of perfection, of harmony, of like the potential of all that is. And we're just like, I
And
think
it,
it's just when you get that good bluegrass, you're like, that's God. Because
yeah,
you're like,
that's God. Like
you just remember what God is.
yeah. So, and everything just be talking to you.
Because like it's that one thing that's not you, but it's that one thing that's truly you.
Yeah,
It's just like, what the fuck?
exactly. That's how I am right now. That's how I am right now. Like,
You on a little
It's
journey
just a
right now?
miracle.
yeah, I just took one gummy, like, cause I was, having a drink, cleaning up the kitchen while I was talking on YouTube, and that shit started to kick in. It was like, ooh wee. It's like, ooh, okay, I feel it.
yeah,
I felt it
I
so
know
much
that
that
So
feeling exactly.
I, Rob, I felt it so much that something told me, you need to go to the store and just go, get you a cigar so you can smoke real fast. And I walked outside with no clothes on, no sweater or nothing. Then the cold said, "What the hell is you doing?"
yeah,
It's like I forgot you
yep,
was out
yep.
here too. I forgot the cold was outside.
I know the cold
yeah.
almost let me slide. It's like I almost missed you there, and it
Yeah.
taxed my hands, my thumbs, and everything started going fully numb. I was like, oh, damn, almost got by unnoticed.
like you know what's weird? Like the thing that I think I love like about the psychedelic experience is like you can step away from it for a period of time, and when you come back, the shit don't change. It's like
Hmm.
like yeah, everything just comes back, and it goes, see, I told you that's why you do this. It's like this is
Hmm.
why right
Remember your
here.
galactic family? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Like
Hmm.
you gonna give this up
Here's
for
why
what? You gonna give this up for what?
humans,
Yeah, for my family. I'm gonna give it up.
humans love to sleep. I want to eat beef stroganoff. I got to sleep. I'm a human. My night person will
And
handle it.
it's funny to think about how. Okay, so I was listening to Rogan's podcast, and he had a physicist on there. I can't remember. Maybe y'all know who I'm talking about. He's white hair, white beard, and he basically describes this reality as a computer program,
Yeah,
and he's trying to do it from a logical standpoint. Like, no, I'm a physicist. There's science behind this. I can prove this through quantum physics that this is how it is. And you can go deep into that stuff, and he can have some, like I say, he can. I'm just using his podcast as an example. And some of us go deep, 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 like into the science, trying to understand it. And sometimes I'm over here thinking, man, why do you want to search that bad? But then at the same time, I'm over here doing the same thing, except through psychedelics.
Yeah, fractalized.
Yep. And I'm like, why do I, why do I even have an idea to start to dismiss those people or think that they're on a rabbit hole chase when I'm on my own rabbit hole chase?
I feel
Like
you,
I'm
bro. I was
doing the
just
same thing
thinking
that they
that.
are, just a different way.
Yeah.
that's the part a
And
lot of
everything's
people
kind
don't
of
see.
ridiculous.
I'm glad you said that, Rob, because like that's that little part that a lot of people do not see, bro. What is going on with my microphone?
Yeah, we hear you now. Sometimes you sound close and sometimes you sound a little far away, but I hear you now.
Okay, what about right there?
Yeah,
Uh,
That's great.
that's better.
that's too close. That's too.
Wonderful. Yeah, back up a little
Yeah,
Yeah,
bit.
let me back up a little bit. That's kind of
you got
close
you
right
got
there.
room. You got room.
Like,
You got room.
but it's.
Yeah.
I think that's the part that I like. I'm getting to the point of realizing that underneath all the layers, it's the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People just want to point at it with their words. It's like such a rich experience to try to like sit with like somebody says something and really try to understand it or sit with it for a minute and be like, damn, they're really saying the same thing. Or how are they saying something different also?
Yeah,
You just get so much from anything.
Well,
Because and
it's
everyone's basically a psychonaut.
exactly.
yeah.
Like everybody is like basically a psychonaut in in their own way. Cause it's wild. Like when you think of like, cause the only way I can think now is of life experiencing itself in every which way possible.
Yeah. 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 We're all different fractals of the same thing.
Fractals of the same.
And everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to. We're all
Yeah,
going on our own paths exactly how we're supposed to. And there's not, at the beginning of my psychedelic journey, I was thinking, um, not not in detail, but kind of in general, that I was going to get to this end goal or some answers, but I guess in a way that I did. Like the
Yeah.
answer is like there's no questions to be asked. Like just enjoy it. You in for the ride. Like you are the answer. You
Yeah.
already are carrying out the answer you're looking for. And that gives you freedom to live this life exactly how you want to. So I do kind of enjoy the psychedelic journey different now that I don't do it with an intent of discovering anything. I just do it to just go along for the ride, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And I will accept it. Whatever it shows me, wherever it brings me, the same way I'll accept life with whatever life shows me and whatever life brings me.
And it's a hard pill to swallow though. It's a hard pill to swallow because
Yes.
like the one thing that I always hear when something happens is like that wasn't supposed to happen. That's not supposed to
Hmm.
happen. Like we always hear that and it's like if it happened, it was supposed to happen. I hate to say it. Now
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't, but it did.
Yep.
And it's happening. And it will stay happening, bro. It's just a part of it.
Yeah. It's like a miracle that some stuff is spontaneously happening, and we can have these sciences to predict certain stuff, but then some of it is just out there. The outcome never would be expected.
I mean, when you think about the minds of every person, every living entity, every living being, like, and the way that that thing is looking at life and going about life, like this life thing is experiencing itself in like every way possible, bro. That shit is crazy. It's like the craziest thing, like in every way possible, in every way I can think of and not think of. Life is experiencing itself in that way,
Yeah.
in that form.
It's a wizard.
Yeah, it's a wizard.
Yeah. Like if this is a computer program, it is a badass computer
Yes.
program. Mhm. Like it is a badass computer program.
It's
Like
like whether it's especially if it's not a computer program, then it's the ultimate computer program.
The
It's like the
ultimate.
exactly.
data is stored in the air. It's almost like
Mhm.
when there's revisions to our reality, we change the past and the future at the same time in the present.
Yeah,
So we're
in the
always,
present.
but it's so quantum.
'Cause we all can look at the
And it's like,
past and we all can say it's something different. We all can say, "Oh, well,
yeah,
it's that right there." No, no, Jesus was when he was here, he was like this, and these people can say, "Oh, no, he was that." Like, you know what I was thinking about though, Rob? I was talking about it earlier on the live, like before this one, like the fact that when we think human, like human is its own entity. It's its
Yep.
own thing. It's its own like we are actually one living entity, but we
Yep.
don't look at it like that. Because we're broke up in so many different fractals, so we create this separation, but it's actually one living entity, and it's separated
yeah,
by women, men, and color, and all these things we separated it by, but we're actually just one living entity.
Yeah.
and even
Yeah.
if we're not
And
working together, we're not working together.
But we are.
yep.
We're like
Right?
it's kind of weird because like I used to think that too, Theo. Like we're not working together. If we work together, we can do this. But we are working together. It's just other people experiences are just different than ours. They're opposite of
It's
ours.
just what we were saying. It's like you could have a different experience of like expecting an outcome. But yeah, it is working.
Yeah, it's working
You
together.
step back, it is that one organism. We're just like a little protozoa, the
Yeah.
mold species.
Yeah, and it has helped me. I will say that psychedelics have helped me zoom out, just like this.
They seen it, my
Okay,
just told me.
I'm
Check
25 years old.
clicking the way.
I get a DWI. I get locked up. I'm upset. I lose my job for the time being. I got all these fines. I got this shit on my record now. And I look at it at the time, I look at it like, man, I'm trying to be nice here. But
Don't be.
I'm like, I'm
Let it
like,
out.
man, fuck the police, man. Fuck the police. Like, I was just coming out of a parking lot and I got pulled over and I never even intended to leave it. I meant to go to the other side of an apartment complex. And it's like I'm sitting there playing the victim, basically. But when I zoom out, I'm like, you know what? If I follow the path I was on, I was drinking a lot and I was driving a lot. They happened to catch me on a night that, yeah, I wasn't intended to go far. But if I wouldn't have got, if that wouldn't have happened to me, and if I didn't get caught, then I could have been on the path toward my own self-destruction.
Yeah.
Getting caught woke me up and straightened me out, basically. Now, now that I'm older, I can zoom out and see that. But at the same time, you could be like, okay, well, what about the person that, okay, let's say a person wasn't drinking and got killed by a drunk driver. Well, where was God then? It's like, well, we don't have the ability to zoom out far enough to see why that happened, why somebody who passed away, and it seems like this unjust thing that happened to us. And once again, what are we doing? We're playing the victim.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's not even for the victim that died. We're playing it for us and playing the sorrow song for us. It's like, now, wait a minute. If we could call a timeout, okay, this thing happened. If we could call a timeout and zoom out, when I say zoom out, I don't mean just look at, okay, let's say her name was Nancy, and Nancy was 22 years old when she got killed. And we're looking at that. She died young. That was unjust by something she had nothing to do with. We're not we're not able to zoom out far enough to see that, oh, there's more than just this one lifetime we're looking at. Like we only have the ability as humans, most of us, to just view things in this tiny little window, in this tiny little experience of life we get. We're not able to zoom out. Oh, this could be multiple lifetimes. This could be multiple realities. This could be one of many situations.
Yeah.
Like we don't get to see, and I don't know if it works this way, we don't get to see Nancy be reborn into another avatar, to another body, and live her life for something beautiful. We don't get to be, we don't get to zoom out and see that, oh, you know what? This experience made the offender who did it and Nancy become stronger. We don't get to see that. We just see it as, okay, Nancy's gone now, and that was fucked up. And this life is just, it's not fair. We, like I said, we play all of ourselves as the victims. When the truth is, after that, we don't get to interview Nancy and be like, hey, what do you think about that after 1,000 years, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get to hear,
Nobody
no,
gonna
that's
do
all
that.
good. I died. I was reborn. I came to live this other life. And that experience made me stronger. No, we don't get to see that side of it. And I'm not saying that's what happens. I'm just saying we merely don't have the large enough perspective to understand every situation.
Nah,
And
that's
that's
true.
hard.
That's true because we only gonna see it from our perspective, from our little tiny, minute perspective, and we gonna judge it upon that. Like that's
Yes.
the wild part. And like you said, it's crazy, Rob, because I just had this talk with my son, and I was like, because I'm going like with everything that we do, it comes consequences, and a lot of people don't like to accept responsibility for they wrong. When they wrong, that's the first thing they do is play the victim.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
oh well, I did that because they was doing this,
Hmm.
and it was like, despite what they did, you didn't have to do what you did. Didn't matter what they was doing. It like really when you think about it, like that's the talk I had with my mom. Like it's really you. It's depending on what you do and how you do things. It's never it's never factored on the ones that are outside of you and how they move because we'll judge them and go, well, this is the reason I did this is because this person over here was doing that. And it's like then when you get in
Yep.
trouble, you go, "Oh man, well they did this. That's snitching." No, I'm just playing. Let me
Yep.
stop. That's snitching though. That's snitching. That's that like straight telling. You feel me? Like, and it's
And
wild
then
because
it's saying you on a string. Anytime this happens, you got to do that.
yeah,
So then you're not allowed to have free will.
yeah, and it's like weird because like at this point now like I accept responsibility for everything that happens to me. Like I go, damn, like even if I was to just step out and go do something and get pulled over, like okay, that's my fault. If I was to go outside late at night and go to the ATM and try to withdraw some money and I get robbed, that was my fault. I knew I shouldn't have been out there that late. If I was, I should have had somebody with me. But then if I'd have had somebody with me, they would have robbed them too.
Hmm.
They would have got them too. So we both would have been got. So it's like, I don't know. I just
Yep.
started accepting the responsibility of everything that happens to me because in any situation I'm gonna play the victim. Why is
It's
mushrooms
human nature.
why is psychedelics like a truth serum?
Because
This is a truth serum,
it's
huh? All
just
they gotta
a
do,
joke.
yeah. When
I
somebody do
don't
something, they
know.
just sprinkle a little mushrooms in their shit when they interrogating them and just ask them questions. They gonna be like, yeah, I did it. This is why.
Like, I'm from
Yep.
Jupiter. I never intended on coming to Earth. I don't know what lifetime this is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Life is weird, but it's this shit is
Life
beautiful,
be
bro.
life and
Yeah, it be life, but it's beautiful as hell once you step back and you actually
oh,
look at it,
beautiful. Yeah,
Yes, it is.
the bigger picture.
for real though. It's
Hey,
beautiful.
do you think every experience has to happen? Like even though some of them be weird, like that shit academics did, like every experience like has to happen in life. It don't matter what it
That's true.
is, good or bad.
That's
It comes
a
to a
yeah, that's a interesting question. I feel
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
like it
purposely
was
go off
made
and make
happen.
a thing, make a fucking do something because I know I need to go through this experience. So I'm gonna go and do something else and say some weird shit or do whatever to make that experience happen. Hell no, I just let it happen. Like whatever happens, happens because most likely it will happen to me, but bad.
Hmm.
Hang out with me. You'll go
Yeah.
through all kinds of experiences.
Sometimes I almost feel like none of us had a choice but for it to happen.
Like it was
So
meant to
yeah,
be.
in that sense, yeah, like it was meant to be. So in
Yeah.
that sense, yeah, it has to happen.
And I think that's what we do. Like when it's happening, we go, why? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
And
Like,
then like years later, or you're thinking, you start contemplating, you get a little mature. Sometimes if you don't really know exactly why, years later, then you start putting the puzzle pieces together, and then you still don't know exactly why, but you might understand it a little bit better where that person or whatever that circumstance was is why what happened. You know, why
yeah.
they did what they did. But
You
then again, you might not.
it's like our
Well,
parents. It's like our parents. Like our parents said all this stuff to us while they was doing what they doing. And we didn't hear the shit till we
Yeah,
got like 40.
yeah, and yeah.
When I
Your
got
kids are
40,
like, yeah,
I heard everything my parents said. I said, God damn, they was right.
okay.
How?
Wish I was.
Like they was right the whole time. I was not paying attention. I said, they don't know what they talking about. They old.
Yeah, that's
mhm.
what I was saying.
Whatever.
Austin Church.
Yeah, and then you get old and you
Um,
go, God damn it. You try to tell
It's
your
an
kids,
endless
they do
cycle.
not
It's a
listen.
rinse and repeat.
Yeah, rinse and repeat. Kids raising kids,
and
man.
I
And,
I
and
feel like uh we can keep multiplying that. Like in life, it's just a fractal. Well, you see, 20 years later, this happened because of this. I think that there's some things that happen that we're not going to understand till after death. Like, and then once we die, we're like, oh, okay, now that makes sense.
now
Now I
we
see
get it.
why that happened. And it could keep going, levels beyond that and levels beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we get a touch of it sometimes with the psychedelic trips. We get a touch of it where we we get these glimpses of understanding some of the past and why things happen the way they did, where without psychedelics, we may have never understood it.
You, you, you know what's trippy too? Another thing is like why we live in fear. Like we live in fear and like in a way that we come up with different ideas of the way you should live life because if you don't eat healthy or if you don't do this, if you don't do that, and it's like
You gotta
Mhm.
stop that.
yeah,
Just
it's
stop it.
like really like like and then really and when you think about it, none of it even matters how you
Yep.
live
Exactly.
it.
It's like because you're listening to what everybody else thinks, and it's usually because the people want to keep up a certain kind of reputation about themselves, and so you got to do certain things. And because if you don't got this, because everybody judges everybody lately about what their status in life is, about what they have and what they don't have.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. But that makes everybody worry about shit. And so you don't have to make the quota for every damn thing. Just say fuck it. I don't give a fuck what you think I got or don't. You can just if you
Yeah.
don't want to be my friend, fuck you then.
Nah, it just be trippy because I see it all the time, and like I'm not saying don't just go out and try to live healthy or nothing, but then I done seen healthy motherfuckers die of cancer. I
Yeah,
done
they
seen
get hit
healthy
by a bus and
motherfuckers,
shit.
yeah, I
Ugh,
done seen healthy motherfuckers just not wake up the next morning. And you go, man, it wasn't
exactly.
even nothing wrong with that motherfucker. That motherfucker was vegan, he was eating right, and what the hell happened?
Right? And somebody like me, like drinking and doing whatever the hell she wants,
Yeah,
don't give
live
a fuck about
forever.
her eating. And I'll live till I'm 120, but
Yeah,
I don't
you
want to live till
right.
I'm 120. I'll be decrepit. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I damn sure don't want to live to no 120. Shit. Everybody
I'm
gonna
Shit.
be
But
living to
you know what I
dead.
mean? It's like,
160,
no,
y'all.
for people like me, like they don't give a shit, then
That's a
whatever. It's like people that want to like live and all take care of themselves, they ended up dying of some shit. But me, I'm like, it is what it is. It happens. It happens, you know?
Yeah, I'm saying like, don't create these different fears because like despite what anything can happen. But I'm
Exactly.
not saying like just like don't take care of yourself. Don't live a healthy life. Like cuz you want to live a healthy life because you don't know
Yeah,
how
you
long you're
got
going to be
to.
here. You feel me? But at the same time like don't get caught up in it thinking that just because you're doing it this way, everybody else should and have to do it that way because they don't have to
Yeah.
and they're not going to. A lot of them not going to. But it's like we come up with these different ideas, and then we use that shit to put fear in people. and go, well, if you don't believe in God and this God over here, then you know you want to go to hell, and nobody wants to
Yeah,
go to hell. And it's like, I'm gonna go to hell. It's like, what the fuck? Like, my mama was on
I know
food
the worst people I
Hey,
know
my mama
actually
was.
go to church on a daily basis and shit, and they don't. And you know what? Those are one of the worst ones I know. Some of those, I'm like, man, I don't know what
Rob,
y'all doing. Y'all just trying to show face or what?
hey, 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 Rob. They be like, man, if you don't do this, then you gonna go to hell. It's like, wait, hold on. My mama was on food stamps my whole life. Like, I thought I was in hell
Yeah.
already.
Okay, right? We in purgatory.
Like, what the hell? What you talking about? It can be worse than this.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It can be worse than this.
Yeah. It's like, dang, like we was only slaves. Like it can get worse, is what you saying? It's like, come on now, bro. Like, I think I'm just not, with yeah, that's the one thing that I can say that psychedelics show you is like all these ideas and shit. A lot of it's just bullshit. But we use it in order to protect ourselves from ourselves. To
Yeah, yeah. Our window we're looking at is too small.
Yeah, that too. But
We're not zooming out enough. Like, I know we've talked about this before, but I've seriously wondered if, like, on the human level, it seems like the Jeff Bezos and the Bill Gates and the Elon Musk, it seems like they've beat the game, like they've won the game. But in reality, they could be on like a higher level. They could be the lowest players in the game,
yeah,
and those homeless people be the highest players in the game because they were able to separate themselves from those human needs, those human wants and desires. And I can't help but look at it that way sometimes. Like, this
I was
motherfucker is just
just
happy
thinking
sleeping on the
exactly
street.
yeah. Hey,
And this motherfucker has 4 yachts and he still ain't happy.
and he still ain't happy. I said, hey, you know what it make me think about, Rob? I said, the nigga Jesus never had no money. He was always
he
broke.
had everybody getting them shit.
He never had a
And
dollar in his pocket. He not a shekel. You never seen him
that's
go,
why
man,
he
I'm
hung
He's
out
a
with
total
thieves
thief.
and and
The
ladies of the
coldest
night.
thief in all of the land.
yeah, Jesus never had a shekel. You never heard him say, man, I'm gonna go over here. Hold on, I'll be back. I'm about to go buy 2 doves.
No, I'm gonna
Yep.
get them 2 doves. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, he never had but you like other ones in the Bible, like Job or whatever, where they talk about how much they had and the things they had. And it's like, but Jesus, this nigga never had nothing. He didn't
Yep.
need nothing. And he
He,
knew it.
he had it all.
I,
It's all in him,
he was it.
right?
Yeah, he
That was it.
didn't
That's
need
all he needed
anything.
was just be. Hey, he's comfortable with himself about everything about himself, and it was good.
All he needed was that
And
robe.
he was Jesus.
All he needed was that shroud, that robe. That's it.
My name was Jesus. I feel the same way.
Like that's the crazy thing. But then it's wild because like even when you go like when you put money in the factor, like a lot of people I've been talking to like that I'm close to, like that's the one thing that they say is like, okay, Elon Musk is successful because he's rich. Like, or everybody that's rich and famous is successful. And it's
Quote
like,
unquote.
what you
Yeah,
say?
but they're not successful in their feelings, in their heart and soul. You know what I mean? Like basically, there's something inside that's bothering them, or they got to just keep pressing on and on, want more, want more. That's when they keep pressing for more because they're not happy for what they have already.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's weird because that's the thing right now, bro. It's money, 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 money,
They
money.
ain't grateful.
Like, I got more money than you. That makes me successful. That makes me better than you. And it's
It's
like,
one dimensional.
Yeah, it was like what you said though. But they got 2 yachts and still unhappy. Still unhappy. For like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even see how you can be sitting on like billions of dollars and then know that it's hella people out there homeless and not eating some nights. That's just weird.
Yeah,
That's
it is. It is. It's like they got a different program.
yeah, yeah, a whole different program. A whole different program. But you know, us, we can't say these things, okay? We can't say these things. Cause I was on somebody's podcast and we was talking about that, and you know, it was like, you know, yeah, if I got more money than you, hell yeah, I'm better than you. And it's like that's the
Ooh.
illusion because you don't have no money right now.
Yeah.
You ain't even got enough money to keep up with yourself. I'm just saying, you know, like what the fuck. But you know, we got to spread that illusion and make it look good to everybody. And then we start finding out most of these people that we thought was on TV and shit is broke. It's like, what the fuck? Like, man, I thought you had. Oh shit! Like, man, I bought into the illusion. They got me.
Yeah. It's like it's like a more complex Instagram.
Yeah.
Whatever image people can put up there, that's what's people are going to compete with.
Hey, and it's crazy because then you started seeing like, you know, everybody had fake watches, fake gold, no real diamonds. You know, somebody come up on them with a diamond tester. Let me test them diamonds. I got my people right here. We in a hurry. Hey, Rick Ross. Remember Rick Ross was showing all them bezel watches and look, you know, this that emerald green, and then you know the one dude that know all about watches come out and be like, man, them watches is fake. Well, these cars is real. Then you got to bring out something else. Say, well, look at this car right here though. This car is real, and it's like, bro, well, if the car is real, why'd you have to lie about the watches?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I said that a long time ago. Have you like remember back in the days when like you know the square Lamborghinis? Like
Yeah.
if you bought a Lamborghini in the 80s, right now you don't see no 80s Lamborghinis driving around today.
No.
And they're not worth what they were then. Them motherfuckers is ugly. So so you can go and buy you a Bugatti right now. You know, 20, 30 years from now, that shit is gonna be nothing. Like
Yeah,
that's
do.
yeah, it's crazy, bro. But I think that's how that's you know, and I was a part of it.
Bugatti.
I was a part of it too. I wanted a Bugatti.
Yeah, for real. You gotta learn.
Yeah, I was playing into it for a minute. Then I
But
said,
it always seems like it's gonna be great once you ... But it's like it's always here and now.
yeah.
Something never changes.
Hey Theo, it
Anything
wasn't even
change.
enough Bugattis made for everybody to get one.
That'd be fucked up. Like in Mr. D or what's that movie?
Which one?
Where Mr. Deeds, where he
Oh
got the
yeah,
Bugatti
Adam
tread under the
Sandler's.
hood.
Yeah,
Got the movie, yeah.
Mr. Deeds. It's like it ain't even enough Bugattis for everybody to get one though.
Mm.
Like shit, they
And
only.
old blind Larry would crash his.
Yeah, the game was rigged to begin
Yeah,
with.
it was rigged. Yeah, exactly. It was rigged to begin with.
This is wild. We're just discovering, like scientists, we landed here as astronauts with nothing, with everything.
We
And
are
with
the
you.
aliens that, like Theo said, the A word, the one word that
A
ain't
word.
supposed to be mentioned.
We're the A words, the A people. Amen.
You know, I couldn't help but feel that during one of my trips. Like whether it's whether it means anything or it's just artistic expression. I couldn't help but feel during one of my trips that humans, like, because I had this trip that was nature based, okay? Everything green, becoming one with the trees, becoming one with the leaves, becoming one with the ground, seeing animals. But then at one point in the trip, humans came in, and I could not help but feel like humans were something different. Like humans felt like alien compared to everything else in quote unquote nature.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that means anything or not, but I just could not shake that. I could not shake that. I'm like, man, humans are so different compared to everything else around them. It's like we came from another world or another planet or another place.
Can you? Uh,
Uh,
no, that's so true. Because you can't picture a gorilla making some banana nut
Yeah.
bread. That's only some shit a human to do. It's
He's
like
like,
some.
oh, I just roasted these walnuts with cinnamon I imported from Sri Lanka. And he's off in the jungle.
making a tutorial.
Yeah, whole tutorial. A goddamn gorilla.
He's like, oh, we got some ayahuasca microdose capsules for everybody. Shameless plug.
It
So back to
started.
the
It's
podcast. We're cooking banana bread in the jungle today
in the
with the monkeys.
jungle.
Hello, we monkey people.
It's like I remember the
We
first
found these
time
mushrooms.
eating bananas, and my dad used to sprinkle a little cinnamon on the banana.
And we used to throw shit, so we had to get these. But then there was mushrooms, so we ate them. Then there was a computer inside the mushroom. I know. And the shit.
Hey, the lion.
That's
No,
the
the
human
lion. The lion run down, catch the gazelle, and then chop him up and start cooking him.
ending.
Season it up and everything. Like, what the fuck? No, that's some human shit. Seasonings and shit. Herbs and spices.
Yep.
Hey, what's that one country though to where it got those all those little monkeys that live there? And they started, getting a taste of the alcohol that the humans was, they'll drink, they'll leave their cup on the table, and the monkeys start drinking the shit. Then you go like the monkeys be hella drunk and shit. Now they drink alcohol.
Man,
I hadn't seen that one, but yes, I 100% believe that.
I
the
forgot
monkeys
where it
are
was.
hella funny down there, though. At the resorts and stuff, you could tell they just get all the good food.
Yeah, they was that man. The monkeys was
It don't
stealing.
take much for them to outsmart a human, I'm sure.
Nah, it don't. No, it don't. Wait till the monkeys start using seasonings and shit. Wait till
They're gonna start cooking humans. What?
wait till they start get a taste of spices and herbs and
Yeah, they're gonna be like, I like this with extra saffron, a little bit more of that exotic thyme, rosemary, even.
rosemary
They're
even.
gonna be
No, just a dash of salt.
outside the window of the kitchen, tormented, cook.
But I don't even think we're human, Rob. I think we something
Yep.
beyond what we like say a human is. So it's like
Yep.
Meta.
once we say we human, then we confine ourselves to these bodies, and we are not these bodies. Like they're just a suit that we put on in order to walk
That's
around
right.
this planet. It's like almost like you know how some of y'all got to put on your rally suit to go to rallies. Yeah, same thing. When you
Yeah.
go work at Walmart, you got to have on that Walmart shirt. You can't be in
Yep.
there at work without your Walmart shirt on. Yeah, you can't do that. Well, any job, you feel me? You got any
Yep.
job. You feel me? You're an employer. Hey, you know what's funny though that I was geeking off of today is why when we get jobs, why we forget we work there. Well, we forget we are part of the population, and we start treating the people out there like like I I ain't gonna say we better than them, but like we have control over this place that we work at. Like now I have control of I work here and whoop de whoop, and it's like, but when you take that goddamn shirt off, you be right back in the world like me. So why are you treating
Yeah.
me
And
like
it's like one day after you don't work there anymore, you go in, you don't have no type of pull. It's like
yeah.
dead ass
Yeah.
rest where
Yeah.
you're like, this is a strange place.
Yeah.
Yep. Stop making the shirt your identity.
Yeah. But that it's wild because that's that's what we do, and it's like, dang, what about about us? Like we're supposed to be all together in on this shit. Like we supposed to be helping each other, but and instead, no, we gotta show authority and go, hold on, man, that shit ain't on sale. Let me go over here and
Yeah,
look at the price.
we make it a competition.
Yeah. Like I don't want no authority no more. I don't want to rule over nobody.
All right. Just rule over the earth and the heavens on Wednesdays only.
On Wednesdays only, huh? It's like you talking about some man, that's $4.99, nigga. It's your day off. Like you still quoting prices. You don't even work today. What are you even doing here?
Like, I just wanted to brush up on the code so that I can be more proficient in the workspace.
Oh man, bro. Hey, it's crazy because you can't do nothing but laugh. Like I can't do nothing but laugh at everything these days. This shit be funny as shit. It's like, and we come up with the most dramatic excuse. Like you see what they were saying about that plane and helicopter crash.
What were they saying?
Like well, it was a rookie pilot and all these different things. I'm like going, don't they got on headsets with communications? They go, what the fuck are you
Yep.
doing? Don't fly over there.
Yep.
But it's like, I don't know,
Yep.
bro. That, and then there was another one. It was another plane crash too. I didn't get to look into that one. She watched the news, so she be
Yeah,
telling me all this stuff.
in Philly, that was the one that crashed in Philly.
Yeah. What was that about? Did you hear the story on that one?
I don't know why it crashed, but I heard it was a airplane from Mexico.
Yeah.
And this is where it's like, okay, this gets to where we're like, okay, how can I take life seriously after something like this? Like that plane came from Mexico to have a child operated on for a life-saving procedure.
Whoa.
Okay. So it flew to, I don't know if it was Philly or New York. Philly's where it crashed. I think it was in Philly. So they had this medical team in Philly that could treat this kid. So they fly the kid from Mexico to the US to get this special life-saving treatment. From my understanding, now this is just what I read. Could be wrong, could be bullshit, who knows? But what I read was that this kid got the treatment, got the surgery or procedure, and they were leaving Philly. Now the kid is good, and you got a crew of, I don't know, 4 Mexican nationals plus a kid, plus maybe one family member, something like that. And they take off on the runway, and something happens with that plane, engine burns up or something, and they crash into by a mall in Philly or those apartments or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, how, like, if you had anything to do with that or knew those people, you're like, how the fuck, like, we're flying all the way to the US to get this life-saving procedure for this kid. We make it there. We get the procedure done, and on the way out, to save one life of this child, and on the way out, we kill 6.
Dang. Yeah, that is wild. That is wild. Cause like the operation was a success. So
Yes,
everybody was happy.
yes,
You call the family. The family is like, "Yeah, it worked. Oh my God! Like, yeah, he's gonna live." And then this happens, and then it takes six.
yeah,
They say, "I
yeah.
heard
And they were
about the one
actually
in Philly,
coming.
but
Their
the other one you told me."
destination was actually by you. They were going to Tijuana.
Oh dang! Yeah, that's wild. Oh, the other one was the plane that ran into the Black Hawk helicopter. That was the other one. But that's
Yeah, that was the
wild,
first
bro.
one.
And look, we just was talking about that. Remember, we was just saying that earlier. Like all these things that they say you got to do, and then you do it, and then something else end up happening, and it's like, what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck? Yeah, but I say my condolences to the families of those ones. And then the one that ran into the Black Hawk helicopter, I seen Nancy Kerrigan. They brought out Nancy Kerrigan, and she was crying because I guess one of them was like a ice skating coach or something like that. If I ain't
Okay.
mistaken, something that had to do with ice skating. But it was like
Yeah,
the weirdest thing, bro. But wait, hold on, I gotta take a quick restroom break. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
you good.
Baby.
Mystical abstract.
Up.
What up,
Yeah.
Corey Peasy?
What's happening?
We're just chopping it up. Late night chop up session.
That's what's up. My ass went to sleep early as hell. I just got up.
Yep, yep. How
Yeah.
things been your way?
They been all right. Same shit. Working and sleeping.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Mm. Yeah, you see my post? I got a guitar.
Yeah, bro. I did. How's that been going?
Uh, Yesterday was the first day I ain't fuck with it, but like it's going slow. I'm trying to learn how to finger pick. I almost quit trying that shit. I started with the pick for a little bit. I was like, nah, let me go back to finger picking because the pick gonna be easy if I can do the finger picking and shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Both of them are good. Finger picking, just take your time. You'll get it.
Yeah,
Man,
I realize it's a process, and
oh, what's
I
up,
seen how
Corey?
they say like 90% of motherfuckers quit within the first year. So I would try to keep it up.
They quit what? I missed it. What happened?
Trying to play the guitar and shit.
Oh yeah. Shit, trying to play the guitar. I was trying to play with my girl because she just got off of work. I thought she was in the tub, so I went and like this was my first thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get undressed. I said I'm gonna get undressed and act like I'm gonna climb in the tub with her. But something told me to pull the curtain back. Why would I pull the curtain back? My son was in the tub. I'm looking like son of a bitch. Why'd you in?
I see
Like,
you.
luckily I didn't get naked.
What's that?
It's been confusing.
He
Like,
thought it was Mr. Nasty
yeah,
Time.
he looked up at me like I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, my bad, son. I'm lucky I didn't take my shirt off and stuff. But I was just gonna like take my shirt off and mess with her, like I'm gonna get in the tub with you. But I wasn't. This boy in the
Yep,
tub.
yep.
Like, man, what the hell? Oh, you gone?
But nah,
All right,
I didn't
guitar.
pick up guitar now, true.
You picked up the guitar.
I mean, I picked up guitar, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach myself how to play.
Oh yeah, don't give up.
Then me and Theo are gonna start a band.
Yeah, don't give up. You see how long it took
Oh, yeah.
Theo.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We got Theo where he
Yes.
started off. He sounded like that 7th grader. That you like, man, if you don't
I
put
sound,
that shit down.
I sound like a preschooler, shit.
I have to be a seventh. And how at least I'm in high school maybe now.
Nah, you beyond that. You can play
Nah,
some shit now.
nah, you be going out fucking public playing now. You know you done came a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But it was like I just started. It was only 2 years ago now. I was right
2
here
years
when.
when yeah, I guess it's been about like that, huh?
Yeah,
It's been a
since
while.
last November, it was 2 years.
I'm not gonna lie, man. The way them gummies take off at first, oh my god. Once they smooth out, it'd be cool. But like when they take off, you be like, oh hell no, here we go.
Gummies.
Yeah, yeah. The
Man, I
gummies.
had Charles make me a little package of shit and send to me. The motherfuckers kept that shit at the motherfucking airport. I mean, post office.
I bet they did. It wasn't yours anyway.
Hell no, I don't know who sent that shit.
Shit, oh, what the fuck?
I
What the
don't know
fuck?
who that shit was for.
It wasn't yours anyway. Shit. I don't know whose it was. Wait, what?
Somebody tried to set me up. I don't know what the fuck y'all
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about.
y'all got me fucked up.
It could have been Anne Frank.
Cause
Hey,
I had, I was like watching all them cats that do they like, I can't even think of nobody name. Your mate Tom and a few other motherfuckers. They had all got together one day. All these cats that do like the trick report type shit
yeah.
on YouTube, they all got together one day and like it was like four of them. All of them said that they craziest experience was from like a THC like edible or something like that. It wasn't even psychedelic. So they did all the other shit.
Oh,
But they said
damn.
THC was the one that sent them the worst. So I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like that.
Oh, shit.
Nah, I got
Damn near called
today, bro.
911 on myself.
What's the most you took at once? Them gummies?
I
Oh,
got
with the gummies?
positively sent the
4.
other day.
Most I took at was 4 of those gummies. That shit felt good, though. It wasn't hella visual, like, but like, I don't know, the feeling is like fucking so dope. It's too dope, actually. It's weird because it's almost like, like when you had like so many psychedelic experiences and like you talking like people talking about psychedelic experience and you damn near start tripping just from hearing the
Yeah.
psychedelic trip. It's like that.
Uh,
It's like that. But I don't know, them motherfuckers feel good though. I you know, I man, I don't, I don't like I think I see why gurus and like different ones they leave everybody and go to they self because like when you're on your journey, you gotta kind of be away from a lot of people because they will slow your journey down or damn near bring it to a stop
Yeah.
or almost bring it to a stop. I'm glad that didn't happen with me though. I'm glad I was able to keep going and going and going and going like an Energizer bunny because I was just able to see I was chasing myself and like I can't catch myself. I run too fast. Just too quick for me.
That dragon almost got his tail
Yeah,
about 15 times.
every time I think I caught myself, it'd be like that ain't you though.
that's funny. I just seen a video of a snake. That motherfucker swallowed half of himself. Then he realized he was fucking swallowing himself.
Yeah,
Remind me of them t-shirts.
yeah, yeah. I seen. It was it? Dang, was it a black one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that video.
That motherfucker was swallowing the shit out of himself.
Then it got to throw itself back up. That's wild, bro. Because you actually kind of chase yourself, and I don't think when you say it like that, it makes it hard to understand when you say you're chasing yourself. Like you gotta like almost put it in like you're chasing your own ideas. You're chasing your own beliefs.
Save your own tail.
Yeah.
My mom had this motherfucking cat. Oh my god, that motherfucker would attack his tail and then get pissed that it got attacked. It attacked that motherfucker worse. One day, man, it was blood on every single wall in her living room because that motherfucker was just spinning in a circle, fucking his own tail up.
Like, damn, we gotta get you. We gotta get you a punching tail so you can punch him because you tripping. Oh wow, you ain't had no experiences lately, Corey?
I've been scared, like not scared, but like so, like it's been about a good 2 months. But prior to that, I had only been not doing no more than motherfucking 2 grams. And it'd be like, before I do it, I'd be like, I'm gonna go ahead and do 4-5 today. I'm gonna do 4-5 today. And then when it come down to doing it, I'd be like, nah, let me just go ahead and take these 2. And then I take the 2 and I'm like, yeah, this shit is kind of disappointing. Next
Yeah.
time around, I'm gonna go ahead and do the 4-5. So I'll be trying to gas myself at 4-5. And then I just haven't done it in 2 months, but because I need somebody. I don't need nobody, but it'd be nice to just make sure I got a motherfucker I can call in case shit gets sideways. Because I ain't took no really big trip since our first meetup.
Yeah, you didn't know you could fight, huh?
Huh?
You didn't know you could fight, huh? You tried to fight yourself, and yourself was like, "I'll whoop your ass."
Whoop the fuck out of myself.
I'll beat your ass. Why you
Yeah,
playing with
there
me?
it
Hey, that's how I used to be like a long time ago. Shit, boy, I used to be beating myself the fuck up every time, like going, "What the fuck?" Like, man, I
But
thought I
the,
couldn't
the
fight.
crazy shit is, I be scared. Every trip. I done had like 70 of them motherfuckers, and before that motherfucker, I always scared. But every single time, I'm like, what the fuck? I only had like 2 trips in my life that was really really scary. So every time I be in like, what the fuck was I scared of again? But
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was
you
gonna
know,
ask
there's always
Rob.
that chance. There's
Yeah,
always that chance. So I know that shit. So.
yeah, I was gonna ask Rob that earlier. Is like, what got you past being scared of taking the deep dives? What got you past having that fear?
Man, that's a
You're right, Jerome.
that's a good
Right,
question.
Trip.
Well, number one, all my trips were positive for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, I had 2 years where my trips were beautiful, trippy trips, and the textbook trips you hear about that people like to talk about. Um, that's probably why that was the main thing is I didn't well, I do take that back. I did have yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself there. I did have the one where I reflected back pretty early, like within the first year. I did have the one where I reflected back on myself and the trip where I saw everything bad that I did, except I was on the other side. So, for example,
You
if
the
I
victim?
if I if I cheated on somebody, okay, in the past, I was able to be the person that was being cheated on.
yeah, and see how they
And,
felt.
Yeah, that sounds like NDE too.
yeah, yep, yep. NDEs have similar stories. And just you can think of anything bad and just multiply that out toward maybe not my whole life, but I'll say the past 10 years. Okay. And now I'm able to feel that. But it felt like, it felt like, I might be wrong, but it felt like the pain that other person was going through, it felt like it was double.
Yeah.
Like
It
it
felt
felt
like it
like it
was
was
what?
taking it too far.
Yeah.
Like I was able to feel the pain of that person, but at an amplified level. And it just went on, this instance versus this instance versus this versus that. Like, like, for example, it goes from that to the time, like I I basically asked my mom for money and got her to loan me some money, and and I never paid her back. She ended up dying before I could pay her back. Like
Oh,
shit
my
like that. I could
condolences.
feel that pain of putting her in a tight spot. Like, and
So
it wasn't just one or two incidents. I'm talking about like 12 different things, just bam, 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 bam. And I'm feeling the pain of being on that other side of that negative interaction that I say negative, that something negative that I did on somebody else. I'm on the receiving side, just back to back, this person to that person to the next
yeah.
person. And and when you get that trip, because it's so focused, like you don't see all the positives you did. Like some of those trips will just show you the negative. And it's just bam, bam, bam. Like you say, beating yourself up, whooping the shit out yourself. And you're like, by the end of the trip, you're convinced. And so a lot of those trips start out positive. They start out positive. They start out cool. Might go see the geometry. You might see this. You might see the next realm. And then all of a sudden it spirals to this real life, to this life that we know. And it just starts hitting you. And by the end of the trip, you're convinced that you're a piece of shit, that you ain't worth a fuck.
You're a
Like you
dirt
see all this
bag.
pain you inflicted on all these people.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like what? Like what? What is wrong with you? Why have you done? And so at the time, I feel terrible, but after digesting that trip for like a day, first of all, after I'll say after a few hours, I was able to digest it like, okay, it's not the end of the world. As bad as I was feeling, that's not what's going on right now. Like that's the thing that made it hurt so bad. I was feeling all that pain at once from all those people at once.
Damn.
So that's what will drive you to the crazy state, that viewing yourself as negative. But then I was like, you know what, those people that I hurt or did this to or that to in the past, they're okay. They're all right now. Like like you're tripping.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Did they feel bad at that time? Yeah, of course they felt bad at that time. But you're living the way you were seeing this trip and this experience was like they're carrying that feeling forever. And that's not the case. That's not today.
Yeah.
It just was so intense because you caught all of their experiences at the same time.
You
And
know,
so once I was able to get over that, I was like, okay,
Oh,
those people that I hurt, they're actually cool now. They're
yeah,
they're
Do you
they're all right.
you see that?
they all right. They okay. I wanted to,
And
It's a track
and
you burn.
I was able to, okay, now fast forward to the next day, the next week, and I'm like, man, you know what? Those mushrooms, that wasn't just trying, they weren't just trying to like beat me down, like just to crush my soul or whatever. They were trying to teach me something.
Do something, yeah.
And once I was able to look at it that way, like, so negative parts of the trip, once I was able to look at it like, okay, they're just trying to show me something. They're trying to teach me. They're not whooping my ass just to whoop my ass or be mean. Like they're just trying to put a little reflection up to
yeah,
where you look at yourself a little bit. And to where I was like, you know what? If I go through that again, I will be all right. I can I can handle it. I see
yeah,
basically I was like, okay, I see what the mushrooms are doing now. they're trying to show me something. They're not just trying to beat me up. They're trying to show me something.
Making you
They're
face
trying to
yourself.
teach me.
Yeah, trying
And
to teach.
so once I was able to accept that and accept my past mistakes and what I've done and who I am today, then that freed me up, because at that point, then I wasn't scared anymore, because that was the main thing I was scared of, was myself.
Was yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, be you the whole time.
hey,
Hey,
Rob.
you still got some DMT too? You see I'm over here.
Oh yeah, I see you cooking it up. Hey Rob, I had
Yeah.
that same thing happen, bro. And you know what's crazy about it? When I came out the experience, I wanted to apologize to everybody I had wrong.
Yeah,
I
the
wanted,
same thing.
I wanted to
I was like,
apologize to everybody.
Yeah, bro. The same thing happened to me.
And what happened, Theo?
yeah,
But the first time I broke through on mushrooms, it was like, and my last time that I broke, like the deepest I've ever gone off that Lucy, both times it was similar. Like it just showed me, but the first time especially off the mushies, it was like at some point I was just dying off in the darkness. It's like every thought I ever had, it was related to like a certain like, oh no, I did this, or oh no, I couldn't be better at this. Or, I don't even know how to explain, but I could actually hear
Yeah.
each thought like as a voice, as one of my voice, like tripping out different emotion or a fear.
How did
And
you
it was
get
just
past
Y'all
like,
it?
ever
I'll never do this. And it was just like, it showed me every, like
How'd you get past it?
quantum way I was hurting people.
How'd
It
you
was
get
just
past
like,
it?
I just kept on going through it. I just stayed. I didn't know if I was just like so hypnotized by the journey or if I just stayed still.
Yeah.
And then after everything passed, it was like everything was gone off of me.
Dang.
I was like, damn. Then I really started traveling, but I started blacking in and out.
I,
So then the
y'all ever,
order of
y'all
what
ever
happened
did
was,
something super evil in your trip and shit? And you wasn't certain whether or not you fucking did it in real life or not.
man, what the fuck? What you mean? Hey,
Like,
yeah, what you
I was
mean?
like I
every
done killed motherfuckers in my
man,
trip. I done
I
did.
was everybody that did something. Look, I was
Sound like a
everybody that
dream. You
I
like in
was
a dream you did some shit. You like, I hope this is a fucking dream because I just did some fucked up shit.
man. Hey, Rob. I mean, Corey. I was Hitler. I was everybody that ever did
Yeah.
something wrong. I was that person, and I was the person they was doing it to.
Oh goddamn.
I was like both sides. I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't lost my damn
mm,
mind. But one
And the
thing, like
second time, it was like after I started like going through it was like, yeah, not only my, like off the LSD this time, a way later trip, I was like, it was random people, it was everybody's trip. And it was all kinds of visions, like you said. It's like both sides of it. Just like this is the self, part of the self in this timeline, whatever.
and and I'll tell you how I got. Okay, now you're asking how I was able to get over that to take deeper dives. Now this sounds like some BetterHelp therapy type shit, but this is this is real. At the end of that trip, I came to the conclusion, like, you know what you got to do first? You got to forgive yourself first.
I was thinking it and you
Yeah,
said it. Was the mushrooms? What he said was
that's
that
what it was
mushrooms or
showing me too.
DMT?
It was like the way I was tuning for it, because like how I got past it on that LSD, like I was just doing nothing really, but I was like seeing it in a more gentle way. The more harsh I wanted to see it, the more I was seeing it crazy. But
When you
that's what I came out of it
when
with
you
the same insight. Like we just have to forgive ourselves.
yeah, when you get to that, when you like get to that point of forgiving yourself because like you was ignorant, you didn't know a lot of things. Who you
Yeah.
be free. It's the freest of free. He
Yeah.
said, but Rob, I don't know what you was talking about. But Kojin Master said, what was that? Mushrooms or DMT?
That was mushrooms, but okay, DMT is another subject. So yeah, that trip of reflection, and I would say the biggest thing over being able to dive deeper was forgiving myself first. Now you got to remember this too. We're all our own individuals. We're all our own souls. And just what worked for me, that forgiving myself may not work for everybody else. That was just my experience and what I went through. You have to find what works for you. If you want to go on deeper dive, you have to find what works for you. And it depends what you go through on the first trip that you're struggling with.
Yeah,
And I think not everybody's journey is the same. I know that's what I had to go through on my journey. That's probably what some other people have to go through on their journey. But I wouldn't say that's like a rule for everybody that they have to go through that same thing. Because um, somebody else may go through something way more extreme or way different than what I did, and they have to get over the hump in a different way. So the the way I recommend doing it is just taking steps and leveling up. Start
yeah.
with 1 gram, then go with 2, then go with 3. If you have a hard time at 2, don't go past 2. You do 1.5 until you get comfortable with it, and take time to digest those trips. Don't go diving right back in to trip number 3 before you learn from trip 1 and 2, and really
Yeah.
take time to process it.
And see, my ass
Yeah.
started, my very first trip was 5 grams. Like I was doing, cause I heard nothing but Terrence McKenna and shit like that. So I was doing big ass trips, and I scared the shit out of myself. And now I'm trying to do like the 2 gram and try to acclimate myself to the, you know what I'm saying. But that shit been underwhelming now. So I am gonna next time I
I could
do it, I am
tell.
gonna do more. But
Like when we
I went back.
Yeah.
had the meetup, Corey,
Can I talk
bro.
about?
When we had the meetup, and okay, I'm gonna let you go right now, Dave. I meant to say what's up to you too, bro. But when we had the meetup, bro,
You're right.
the place you was in, bro, I could tell right where you was at. You was everything at one time. You was the motherfucking getting killed, the motherfucker doing the killing. You was everything. I said, yep, I was there. I could tell by the look on your face. The look on your face, bro. I'm telling you, like at times it looked like you was like I don't know, like it was like Mr. Potato Head or some shit. It was like weird as fuck, bro. But everywhere you was going, like I was right there. I could see, and I'm like going, "Ooh, I was in that place." I'm glad I didn't have to experience that by myself.
Nah, yeah, that shit was crazy, but it was cool. Like after, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Afterwards, it was cool as fuck. Like, damn, I'm glad I had that trip.
yeah. Does it make you see everything? But my bad. Go ahead, Dave. You been in here. Sometimes you gotta jump in, Dave, because we just be talking, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. I was just listening because that was a good question. What you asked, and that's like the same with me. Like how I got over taking the big trips because when I first started, I was looking online and everyone was saying to take like 1.5. So the first time I took it, I took 1.5, and then it weren't enough, and I was like, I'm gonna take more the next time because I did nothing really happened. So
Yeah,
like the second time I took it, I took like 3.5, and I was like, yeah, like this is where it's at. This is where it's at. So I was taking big trips. So I was taking like 4 gram trips, 3 gram trips, like twice a week, and then that was with two Pacific mushrooms. I was taking the wombat. One is called a true golden teacher wombat. Yeah, and I was taking the PE6. Yeah, and like after I was taking them, I was like, yeah, like mushrooms are the truth, mushrooms are the truth. And then I got mushrooms off some person I met on some like forum thing,
Yeah.
and the mushrooms were like I had. That was the first time where I had I wouldn't say it was a bad trip, but it was like a negative trip where like that was when I took the Jack Frost. Like that was like the bad trip I had. But I feel like like when it comes to taking higher doses, it depends. You have to kind of find the right mushroom for you, because not all mushrooms are good for high doses. Some of them are really affect you in different ways, and I feel like not all mushrooms are good for a high trip. Some of them are good for like a smaller trip, because like I started growing the mushrooms, and then like I was growing like all of the brown strains, like all of the regional mushrooms, like the wild ones, the ones what are still in the wild. So I was growing all of them, and I was like, that's cool. But when it starts to come to a lot of the mushrooms what have been spliced to death, it starts to get dangerous, because I believe that each different strain, like I don't believe if you take yeah, I believe that each different strain has a different mission it wants to deal with you with. So some of the strains they want to show you about where you went wrong on this earth, or like a reflection, like you was talking about, and then other ones want to show you like intergalactic things of like your soul and your past lives and all of these things. So I feel like a lot of times when people splice the mushrooms too much, I believe that it opens up like a negative. It could introduce a negative trip. Do you get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
like a lot of the new ones that I've been growing have been like spliced to death, and they all have this weird feeling where you have like a negative side effect for like a week later, where you feel like little tinges of anxiety, where it just comes out of nowhere. And then like other mushrooms I take like would heal that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's when it comes to the big trips, but I wasn't scared of taking big trips or nothing like that. I was like always like, yeah, like I'll take whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I had a trip with my friends, yeah. And
Yeah.
this is something I really underestimated. I had a trip with my friend, and my friend was having a bad trip, and they were laying on the floor, like not a bad trip, but they was going through some things to do with their family and all of that thing. And then when I picked up my friend and they touched my arm, I saw like all the negative things in their bloodline. Like I saw in ancient times, like brother killing brother, this person stealing for that person, like it was so much, yeah,
Yeah.
that like it affected me on a deep level because it was so negative. And then for like 4 days after that, I kept on that realm kept on coming back,
Yeah.
because you know, like when we go through things in our life, yeah, like when you're born, yeah, like we go through things in our life and we create defense mechanisms for it. Yeah. So like say like if someone was able to touch you and give you like a lot of the negative things what go through their mind and what they've done in their life, it's hard to fight against it because you don't have the mechanisms what you created over your lifetime
What's
to
up, Andy
deal with it.
Sings?
And that was when I took 3.5 of 8, and it's like when she touched me, that's what kind of made me more wary of tripping. I don't mind tripping by myself, but like if you're tripping with someone, like you could touch them and they could transfer memories, or I never thought this could happen on a mushroom trip.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? I thought it would always be your own individual journey. I didn't know
Yeah,
someone
they
could touch you and you could go into their thing.
Yeah,
Because
hell
I've
yeah.
tripped with
Yeah,
my cousin
I've
where
done that.
we both took the
Dave,
like I've took
Andy,
mushrooms with my cousin.
Dave,
Sorry,
hold on. Andy
sorry.
said probably because if they're being spliced, possibly the persona shit energy goes into the shroom. Oh yeah, hey from Australia.
Yeah, sorry, say that again.
He said probably because if they're being spliced, possibly the person's shit or energy goes into the shroom.
I think the person who grows them, the energy goes into them a little bit too.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. I believe that as well. Because it's like when I took the Jack Frost, yeah, what was from that person, like I was seeing like it made I was telling the truth, I said this before, it made everything ugly. Like everything. If you look at the fruit in the fruit bowl, the fruit would look like it's got maggots
Like
on
it's
it. You
oh
look at
yeah.
someone's face, they will get that wide smile with the teeth. Like
Yeah.
everything. I even saw a bird and the bird looked ugly. You get
Dang.
what I'm saying? It made everything. But when I lay down and closed my eyes, I saw like what was going on in the house with the person growing it and bare domestic violence and
Oh
arguments and
wow.
shouting, and I saw someone throw a monotop and just a lot going on. So I feel like your environment does definitely deter, like it does go into the mushroom to a
Oh, for
certain
sure.
degree,
Sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, like that's what kind of made me cautious of taking higher doses like regularly, because it was the after effect. It wasn't just the trip, because I could see like all of her ancestors and all of that, and then I could see these like they were like, I can't even explain the way they look. Yeah, but they were like dark entities, and then I could see them doing things to like to like they were like torture type of entities, and then every time I could see something happening in our bloodline, I could see it was these entities was like I don't know if they was feeding it or influencing it, but it's like that's like I believe that, yeah, like like that was with ape, and I've took ape loads of times, and it's always been good. But that's like a thing to take into consideration as well. Like when you trip with people, you have to pick the right mushroom. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna take extreme ape with someone. Like it can't work like that. You have to pick a light one, or one what you know that the person will be able to stand up and shake it, not shake it off, but you know what I mean. Because
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, hold on, y'all.
Somebody else,
Hold
and that's what
somebody
made
on,
else
me
is
I'll
fuck
be
up your
wary.
right.
trip.
I'll be right back. I gotta do something for my girl. Real
Sorry,
Definitely
quick.
say
want to
that
do
Give me
again.
a minute,
light doses when you
and I'm
with
not
other
stopping.
people.
We're gonna stay live all night.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Because like it, yeah, especially like you like, and then I do understand that, like True was saying, that we like the human race is one entity, yeah, but we're all got our different um abilities, what we have within ourselves for our own, how we think, our coping mechanism, how we move in this reality, and like it's a custom to us. And I feel like there's other people what come into your life where you could merge it together a little bit. But when that, yeah, when I got touched, that's when I was like, nah, like that's it really showed me like a lesson of like you. Oh, it's just.
I, I had
Whew.
this dude that I work with. I went over his house. We both took 2 grams and shit. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't really taken it that often. I think he did it like 3 times or whatever. He started to have a bad trip. He was like, we was in separate rooms in his bedroom with his girl. I was out there on his couch, and she came and got me. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I was kind of, even though it was 2 grams, I think just the environment. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the mushrooms will do whatever the hell they want. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of up against it myself, even just off the 2 grams, but she came and got me, and the same thing. He was on the bed. He was kind of in a fetal position. He was kind of jerking a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I just put my hand on him. As soon as I fucking put my hand on him, I was in his trip. You know. So, but then I was cool
Yeah.
though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was up against it. But once I knew it was like time to take care of him, you know what I'm saying? It kind of went away from me. So I was in his trip, and I was like, oh shit, it's just this. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, it could show you the ugliest, and we went to this fucking ugly ass place. And then I was like, oh, it can show you the most beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it just, the trip was just going. However I was talking it, that's what it was doing for us. And after we talked about it later, we were both seeing the same thing. And the crazy shit was when I was finished with him and I got him cool, I was back fucked up again. I was like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
what y'all talked about earlier about
It lingers as well. Like,
Rob was saying he felt some, you know, other people tripping, and same thing for you, Dave, and that happened for me, and that's another thing that scared me. It wasn't just like the people that I had done things to; it was the entire world. It was like I could feel the pain, like all the war, all the dying,
yeah,
all that shit. Like I was feeling all of that shit.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was like me. It was like with our whole family lines, like going back all the way to ancient times. Like, it, I felt all the pain of it, and I felt like, yeah, like you were saying, yeah, like the same thing, like the defense mechanism to someone else's nightmare. It's hard to navigate that. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because I've
yeah,
had things where I've seen like ugly entities and like things like that, and I haven't really felt scared. Do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like,
yeah,
and I had like, because it was connected to me. But when it's connected to other people, it becomes quite dangerous. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like the person I am, I've got a strong mind, and I've always been into like being into like meditation and things like this. So I feel like the person I am, that's why I was able to fight against it. But I feel like just someone whose mind is fragile. Yeah, because this is another thing with the mushrooms as well. Like, you know, like when like your mind, you only get one mind, you only get one brain, and I feel like when you take a lot of big trips as well, I feel like the mind's delicate, and it's quite easy to do something what 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 could affect your mind. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's
yeah.
why I feel like the best thing to do is to find the right mushroom for yourself. If you take, like you were saying, if you take a mushroom and you take a gram and it feels weird and you don't like it, then don't take that mushroom again. That's not for you. Do you get what I mean? Because I feel like different mushrooms activate different parts of your psyche as well and different parts of your brain. Do you get what I mean? But it's
Well,
like my cousin, he loves ape. Yeah, because my cousin, he's like a detached person, and he loves ape because he says that it's like an emotional roller coaster. Do you get what I'm saying? But
yeah, but
I'm not detached like him. So I like mushrooms was more based on the mind. Do you get what I'm saying? Where I could explore things and I could communicate and I could get communications. Do you get what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, yeah.
But if you want to be a psychic
Because
now, you gotta learn how to manage all them strains. You know what I'm saying? Because anything is possible on any strain at any time. I mean, even if it's the first time you go into it thinking this is my strain, I can handle this, is the time you're gonna kick your own ass. So
yeah, but it's not even about handling it. It's about how it affects you within after the trip, because some of the mushrooms, yeah, after you have it, you feel really good and you feel like you've learned something about yourself and your life, and it's going to help your life. And other ones, what you might take, you feel like that it didn't really help you. It just felt like felt like you was just in the realm, but you didn't really get no higher thoughts or no information what you could use in this reality. Because I believe that no matter what mushroom trip we take, there should that we should be able any information we get from there we should be able to break it down and be able to use it down here. Do you get what I'm saying? Even if it's
I mean,
like
that's just a matter of
something
growth more than anything.
intergalactical. Yeah, yeah. Because like to this date
Your
now,
growth
I've
and
grown
your
like
intention.
18 different. Sorry, say that again.
I said that has more to do with your dose and your attention than anything. Like you said, you meditate. If you get into your, a meditative state of mind on whatever strain you're on, you can do something with it.
Yeah, you can to a certain degree, but all the strains are not the same. Like they all have like some of the strains, yeah, are more to do with your body and relaxing yourself and that type of thing. And some of them are more visual. Some of them are more mental. Some of them are more in a perspective. They all have different missions that like different energies they want to bring you into. Do you get what I'm saying? I believe that
Yeah.
like you could have many different trips with one strain, but it's within the same type of frequency field. It's like the same. It's like the same. It's like living in any country. Yeah, like you might live in America and someone else might live in a different state. You both live in America, but your environments are different. Do you get what I'm saying? There's different things you say, there's different things you wear, but it's still within the same thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So I believe that's how I kind of see it. Do you get what I mean? But this is what I wanted to ask you. This is even why I wanted to speak for a second. I wanted to ask everyone. Like everyone in here, yeah, they've took like psychedelics and like they've had communications and had like reflections on yourselves. Yeah, do you not believe? Yeah, that and why I'm asking this question because it's also based on like we're all like the same entity as well. But do you believe that there's such thing as like spirit guides, and do you believe that ancestors can have any role in influencing or helping us within our life, or do you reckon what do you believe in that aspect?
Me, I mean, I know a lot of people that talk about it. I haven't myself experienced anything or been in a trip and said this is the ancestors, but that is something I'm interested in. I think it could be possible because I have had a trip. I was with Rob. Like I took some Lucy and some mushies, and then I was laying in the grass, and it was like I started to connect to the planet, and like I was seeing like you said, ancient civilizations. Like I was just seeing like the history of the planet. So I mean, I guess it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because that's what I wanted to ask. If like anyone believed, cause like we could take the mushrooms, yeah, and we could have these spiritual experiences and these beings or whatever, or we could see like an ancestor or someone who's passed away or something like this, and they could give us some information. But away from the mushrooms, do you believe that like them any type of entities have a role within our life, or do you reckon it's all based on the free will of the self?
Well, I was
Does
just
that make
thinking.
sense?
Well, like I was thinking like about like your DNA. So your DNA is like basically storage. And then
Yeah,
I started I started to think about Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? And how when they take the medicine, they could see their he could see his ancestors or whatever. And I'm wondering if it's less about actually being, reaching out to your ancestors, or more about just going inside and being able to, because it's already in you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's just gets passed down again and again, and it gets stored in your genes. So maybe, the mushrooms show you a way to go inside and, look at past selves, or, go down your genetic line just through your, the storage in your DNA, and go back to those memories or whatever. And you could just get advice or, guidance or whatever from what you already have within yourself. Because even when you take a mushroom trip and you've had issues that you've been dealing with yourself, your mushrooms show you what they are, why they are what they are, and how to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And all that's inside of you anyway.
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's true. Cause yeah, no, it's true. Cause I was speaking to my cousin the other day, yeah, and he's getting into this, into like mushrooms and that now. So it's like he was saying to me that like if someone like he's saying that like since he's been taking the mushrooms, yeah, like he feels like if someone's kind of like a spiritual person, that like he doesn't believe them unless they take the mushrooms. And I was like, no, that's the wrong approach, because like like all of these things like I spoke about last time I was here, like different people, everyone, like the mushrooms, the DMT or the psilocybin, our brain creates that naturally.
Right.
And I believe that some people have it a lot more than other people.
Oh yeah.
So I believe
That's
that in that fact, yeah, that some people, like I was explaining to him, like no, like this ain't the only way to spirituality. There's many ways where like people have reached that point where they could just do these things naturally. They could communicate with something naturally. Like you don't always have to take something to get into that realm. You got
Because it's
what I mean?
already there. You just gotta learn how to tap into it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
You can tap in meditation. I mean, almost every trip, in my early tripping, the mushrooms always say, you can get right here just by meditating. But I I haven't been able to get to those places without it.
Oh yeah, I've had experiences meditating where I've seen like beings, and I've seen things to do with like my past life and things like that through meditating. I've seen them kind of things before. Like I know it's possible that yeah, to reach that state. But this like like even with the mushrooms, because like like when you take it and like you take it a lot, yeah, like some of the side effects, yeah, that you get from it are permanent. Not like in a negative way. I'm just talking about like the way you
That
see
plasticity of your brain and the connections your
yeah.
brain making and shit. Yeah.
And then that's what I feel like a lot of people underestimate. Like the fact that, like when people say, oh, you have the spiritual awakening. If you have a spiritual awakening, you're not going back how it was before. Or, like in the Matrix where like the guy is eating the food and he's like, he's talking to Smith and like he's talking about how he wants to go back in the Matrix. No, it doesn't work like that at all.
That's cycle. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Once you're open, you're open.
Hey, for some people, they get back into. I mean, I find myself. I mean, there's a way that I'd like to be all the time. You know what I'm saying? But then I find myself kind of drifting back into it, and it's more of these distractions that they have placed in front of us to do that anyway. Because they don't want a bunch of motherfuckers to really know who they are. So they distract us with these TVs and these fucking electronic devices and shit. Social media.
Yeah.
And I fall right back into that shit. So I can see
Yeah.
it.
It's true. Yeah. What trip, yeah, like what trip do you feel like you had, yeah? What like impacted your life, yeah, in what changed your life and how you live your life in general? Like what was like
Uh,
the positive effects of the mushroom you've had?
for me, it was the thing where I had, like what I was saying, I talked about how I took on like all the center of the world or whatever. And it was like, so I grew up, in a Christian household. So like my first deep trip was like I said, I felt all the pain, all the sin, all the hurt on the world. I felt like I took that on. And then I felt like I died, like Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And then I came back and I
Yeah,
felt this incredible, unexplainable fucking love. Like, you know what I'm saying? The complete opposite of what I have felt prior to dying. You know what I'm saying? So at first I was scared. I was like, it kind of solidified the whole Christianity thing and shit. I was like, oh shit, they was right the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my shit together, whatever. But after subsequent trips, I started to not feel that way. I felt like it was influenced by, the fact that I was raised as a Christian. But later on in that trip, I went outside and I had that feeling of becoming everything. Like the trees and shit, the back porch I was on, the birds, the people, I felt like I was all of that, you know what I'm saying? And then, and to this point, I still feel like we're all one entity, just, experience itself as all these other things. So that's what's changed it for me, because I was like, shit, whatever I do to you, I'm fucking doing to me. And this is where the golden rule came from, treat somebody how you want to be treated, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? So that's the ideology that it gave me, and not to say that I'm perfect, not in any shape form at all, but that's what I strive towards. Just what I'm saying, trying to treat everybody like they're me.
yeah, yeah. That's good. Yeah. So, do you know, like, with your most significant trip you had, yeah, do you remember what strain it was for yourself? Or do you just, when you take it, you don't really know the strains?
Nah, I wasn't. When I first started getting them, I was just, you know what I'm saying? It was like, get it how you can. I ain't know shit about strains or nothing like that until I started to do my own. But I had taken some but I took a lot too, so those plays a role too. But it was like Melmac, uh something else. But I had 7 grams and that shit, whew, that was a roller coaster. It was
Bro,
all high,
I
it was
had,
all
I had two grams.
all high percent strains though. They was like, maybe they were like penis envy for the other ones, or I don't know. But they was strong strains. But I went to like seven
So
different.
what?
I had like 7 different trips in one. Was that 7 different realities? Not all at
Mm,
once, but like back to back to back.
strains. I feel like Melmac's kind of weird. It's got,
So
yeah.
was Melmac and Blue Meanie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Melmac's got a weird extraterrestrial kind of thing to it, where like it makes all the corners fold in a weird way. Like I took Melmac the first time, like about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Rah, this one extraterrestrial." You know what I mean?
Man,
Mm,
I was trying to grow some apes. and I have some golden teachers, but I think I have bought pre-sterilized fucking substrate, and both of them, like I got one flush from the golden teachers, but it ended up getting contaminated, and then the apes got contaminated before I ever got anything off of it. I'm kind of salty, but I do got probably like an ounce of golden teachers.
Mm. Apes difficult because it's very
It was low. They were
it's
super
easy to
slow.
get contaminated. That's why with ape here, yeah, it's slow. It's so slow. I just did
Yeah.
a nick that was 3 months. Took 3 months, to do the enigma.
Damn.
Took really long.
Yeah, like I said, I had a golden
That one what
teacher.
looks like
I got to flush the golden teacher without it even before the apes even started showing pins. I ain't getting no pins at apes. So.
I was saying it before on hey, yeah, there's a strain here, like a species called pancans. They're the truth. They're the truth.
What
The
is it?
pancan strong though.
Oh yeah.
It's Pancayan, so it's PAN and then space CYAN. It's Cayenne essence, but you could just put in Pancan. Them ones are ridiculous when it comes to the visuals. The visuals in them are ridiculous. Like I had a full ego on them. This is how strong they are. 1.5.
I had some PE7s that's pretty visual.
Yeah, I want to try them. Because my favorite strain is the PE6, so I want to try the PE7. You got what I'm saying? But yeah, the pans are ridiculously strong. Like ridiculously. Like, do not underestimate it. The pans, because they're not like ape and that, they're psilocybin cubensis. This ain't a psilocybin. It's a psilocybin mushroom, but it's classed as a whole. It's not a cube. It's a whole different species. And I took 1.5 and I had a full ego. No, 1.4 and I had a full ego death. This is how strong it is. Like every 0.3, I was saying this before. Like every 0.3 is like a gram. Eight. Every 0.3 is like a gram of 8. And I grew one called the TTBVI. The TTBVI, that's what it's called. No, is it treasure code? No, it's something else. But it's TTBVI, yeah? Look up that one. That is the strongest pan. And that's the one I took 1.5 off. And like it's like needles. When you dry them, they're like needles. They're so skinny. But do not underestimate it. The visuals are mad. Like my room, like it doesn't matter if your eyes are open or closed. It's exactly the same. Like you can't. Like it's it's exactly the same. Like it's so ridiculously visual. Like, but it's less. It's got less of a body thing than cubensis. Cubensis, you feel it in your body like hard. This is more gentle and more soft in your body, but with the visuals, it's crazy. Like I never thought, because I used to take high doses like all the time, and I never thought that I'll have visuals like that with my eyes open, where you can't see nothing around you. The whole realm changes. Like you're in a complete different realm. With your eyes open, you close your eyes, you open your eyes. It doesn't matter.
What's the name of that strain again? The real name?
Pan. Of the pan cans.
What's the
PAN?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
It's not
T
T
P
A
A.
M P A N E TAMPANENSIS. Campanensis. Is that what it's called or
Yeah,
no?
it's PAN because it's Pananellis Cyanescence. Yeah, but you could put PAN space CYAN.
Oh no, this is
And
something
then
else.
the strain that is Pancans. Pancayans. That's what the strain is called.
Okay.
Pancayans. And then if you put Peace River mushroom, that will come up with a pancan, and you'll see how it's fully spelt properly. Or you put pancan TTBVI. They're the
It's
ones what
it's
are
Australian.
grew.
Oh yeah, I see
Yeah,
it.
there's it's Australian, Jamaican. You get them in like straight. The one I got, it's Australian.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Tall, little tall, skinny. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, they're ridiculously strong, like ridiculously. Like, because if someone would have said to me, 0.3 is like a gram of ape, I would have just been like, that's ridiculous. Until I took it. Do you get what I'm saying? I was like, yo, this is crazy.
It's
Like, it's crazy.
$25 for one syringe.
Y'all don't even see
Yeah.
the YouTube chat.
Huh?
I said, I have to go get my girl something to eat real fast. I'm barely just getting back.
Yeah.
But I said y'all must have been talking a lot because they said they were saying a lot in the chat. I see.
Oh shit! I ain't seen it. I should be checking out that chat.
Yeah, I didn't even see.
I didn't even put the headphones
Yeah.
on yet. I heard Dave in here laughing. I ain't put the headphones
Yeah.
on. I hear nothing but laughter, bro.
I was talking about the pans again. Just talking about how ridiculously strong they are. And there's one called Zapodocorum and Azarensis, but the Zapodocorum and Azarensis is meant to be stronger than the pan cans, and I can't even imagine that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, somebody was
I tried to go to Azarensis. I never even got any, grain just in the grain. It never colonized.
Kojin Master said something about he said with 6 grams pink buffalo mushrooms I was pulsing from my forehead and was in some type of meditation bliss. I had to be still to be in the zone. I ain't never heard of no pink buffaloes. A pink buffalo.
Yeah, I have. They're not pink. They're a brown cube, like, but they meant to be strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Pink buffalo.
Yeah. But yeah, like that is like, like I would say, like if you was to have like different shelves, that is the top shelf of mushrooms, the pan cans. It's the top shelf. Visuals, connection with other entities, everything. Like it's got everything I like in it. And it's not the next day you feel good. You don't feel like any anxiety or anything like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it was, but I had the craziest trip on there.
Every single trip I've ever taken, I've always felt good afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards, because like just me right now after taking that because that's the 4-ACO-DT. It's not the DMT, and it's like it's bomb as fuck, but it only lasts like 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, that's cool though.
2 to 4
Sometimes
hours.
you don't want to be there all day.
Shit, I do. I be trying to be there all night. In my head, I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna be right. I'm trying to roll until like 5 in the morning. You feel me?
I'm doing a trip for 3 weeks and then wake up in my bed and be like, oh, it's still that night.
Yeah, it's still that night. You feel me? That's how I be trying to roll. Shit, if I'm a roll, let me roll all night. Shit. But you didn't try the gang of different strands. That's dope, Dave, because you know all the strands, bro. That shit is hella cool.
Yeah, that was like my mission to see like what different effects you could get from the different strains. You get what I'm saying,
Yeah, it
and what
does.
they could help different people with. You get what I'm saying? Because out of all them strains, like loads of people in my family, elder people, younger people than me, because I'm in my late 30s. So like older people than me, like just loads of people try it, and I always know what kind of one to give what type of person as well.
Man,
So
I'm
like,
about to fucking
yeah,
be 50 in 6 days, bro. 5 days. It's the second now. I'm gonna be 50 in
Oh damn!
5 days, bro. I don't even
It is
feel
coming up.
50.
It is coming up, ain't it? Damn.
Yeah. The 7th. I don't bro, I do not feel 50 years old at all. What the fuck? I don't even know what 50 feel like.
I feel you on that because I don't feel my age either. I'll be there next year. Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
I don't feel like I'm
yeah.
22 either.
Oh man, you
What you
built
about to
like
say? Some
Bruce
old
Lee.
damn shit.
You built like Bruce
So,
Lee. You
what?
different.
So what? Yeah.
Like you different, Theo. You don't count.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not your reality.
Nah, bro, I feel like I'm 117 sometimes.
Yeah. Oh damn, 117, huh?
Yeah,
But then it fluctuates back down to 16 and negative 24. All kinds of fluctuations. Got to take into account for the base average level.
The base average. You know what's fucked up though? Like, cause my girl said she was hungry, so I went to go get her a salad, and then I came back. I think for that moment I forgot I had kids.
Quantum shifting.
Blake was like, "Dad, did you get something to eat?" I'm like, "I fed you. I know I fed you already, but dang, I forgot you was here."
true. That's what. Can you speak about? Yeah, that I heard you say briefly earlier about a trip you had, what was based on brothers, and you felt like your brother tricked you here. Because I had a
Yeah,
similar trip to that. I had one so similar where like I saw Ganesha, and then I was going through like this Hindu realm with Ganesha, and then there was like a pond, and he said to me, like, jump in there, like, I'm gonna jump in after. And when I jumped in there, I found myself on the earth, and I was trying to, like, but I was in the spirit form, and I was trying to get off the earth, and I was so big that I was in between the earth and the atmosphere. And as I was trying to break through the atmosphere, I saw clouds start to come, and I was like, "Oh, like I'm not gonna destroy this reality I'm in." So I just relaxed, and then I looked up and I saw Ganesh just looking at me in the clouds in the trip, and I was like, "You really tricked me down here." You get what I'm saying? I was
hey, hey,
like, and then
Dave,
I heard you say about the brothers.
that shit was crazy because it was like we was brothers, like say in ancient Egypt, or like we was these brother gods, and like that's what he would do. He would send me into certain realms and have me feeling like I was in that realm, and then after a certain, when I get to a certain part of the being there, I would figure it out and go, bro, you got me, like you got me again, and then I would come out of it, and then thing will be cool. We'll be laughing about it, and then he'll trick me again, and I'll be in another place. And this was one of the places I was in, and I'm like going, bro, come out, stop playing, man. Why you got me here now? Like, and like trying to call him back out, but it was like I went through a couple of different places that he had me in, and it was like the most fascinating thing though, bro. And sometimes I don't know, bro. It seems
Yeah,
like you playing a trick on your goddamn self, but I don't want to say that because that shit was so real. But it was fascinating
yeah,
because it was like that's what he did Then he was like the true, like my trickster brother that had just trapped me in these different realities. And then while I'm in the reality, I believe I'm true life stories in the reality, and I'm not. I'm like Anubis or somebody. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Because as I relaxed in the trip, I started to like dissociate myself with that realm, and I was like, "He's really put me down here."
Yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
it's like
funny, yeah.
he got
That's
me
crazy,
he
yeah.
got me again. Ain't this about a bitch? Like this he always do this to me. And I don't know, man. It's wild. Like I seen Ganesh come out one time, and Ganesh had on like all this crazy ass armor, and he had like a giant hammer, and like he was like angry. He was smashing big ass buildings, and they was just like blowing up. Like when he hit him with the hammer, it was like crazy. I thought he was angry at me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? What did I do? Like, what
Hey,
is he
True, you
doing?
ever watch Moon Knight?
Moon Knight? Nuh-uh.
You
Oh
hear me?
yeah. I think I seen it a
Yeah,
while ago.
Marvel.
I seen part of it.
Yeah.
I seen
All the
part of it.
gods and shit that's on there.
I seen like a couple of episodes, but I don't really recall
Khonshu and that. It's got
what
the
it was about.
Khonshu gun.
Yeah, Khonshu and yeah.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. Let me get my son's stuff open.
Yes, right. Yeah. That's what I said. I took Melmac like a week and a half ago, and I saw my aunt, and my aunt, like, she was telling me a couple things, like, but it was like, it was good, but it just had a weird, Melmac's too weird for me. I like Penis Envy, like, I like Penis Envy a lot, but the Melmac is a bit weird. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I can't explain it. I had, like, like with the ape here, so a lot of the PEs here, they have a part of it was like the chaos realm, where you're like, raw, I don't feel like I could get high, like it could get more higher than this. Like this is the peak of it right now because it's kind of crazy. But like with the Melmac, it had that thing, but it was more of a disorientated feeling, and I was like, nah, this is kind of weird. But I don't mind it. It's good. I feel like it's a good mushroom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, because like even with the yeah, because I told that's what I said. I've tried the DMT. That was good. I saw that I took the LSD, and that was my worst ever experience. One of my worst ever experiences with anything I've ever taken. I took the mushrooms,
I
and
love it.
they're the free psychedelics.
Yeah, well, I'm about to tear out, y'all, because I'm about to go chill with my girl before she go to sleep.
I'm about to take my ass back to sleep.
Yeah,
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna go to sleep right now, but I'm gonna just go chill because we just kind of when she get off work, you know how it is. You just be chopping it up
Yeah.
like we
Hell
doing
yeah.
here.
yeah,
Go spend my time, my quality time.
yeah.
All
Cool,
right,
man.
baby.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Dave, nice to see
Yeah,
you again,
thanks.
Corey.
Yeah.
Theo, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Same.
All right,
Oh,
Rob.
yeah.
All right,
Always,
true.
brother.
All right. Thanks everybody for stopping by. You see, I got my sweater on. I had to go and run for her. But yeah, man. We'll be back tomorrow though. On Sunday, and we'll chop it up as usual. And thanks everybody for stopping by. Don't be scared to come in the Discord. And yeah, the 4ACOD and DET. I know it got the NNDMT in it, but it's crazy because it don't last as long as the 4ACO DMT. Because remember when I used to trip off the 4ACO DMT, it'd be like 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 10. It was just a lot longer. But I thank everybody for being here.